Someone just asked me what the main brushes I use in Nomad are, and surprisingly, it's actually not as many as you'd think it is. One thing I really do like about Nomad within itself is actually it does have a very concise menu for all of its brushes. Like, yes, you can go in and edit them, but like what you have here is basically all you would ever need. So we're gonna start off with a clay brush. That with a square alpha and like a 70% intensity are by far some of my favorite things to actually like do a lot of the earlier sculpting stages with, because with that it adds a nice sort of like texture to it, as well as you're able to work along the model a lot easier than you think. And one sort of tip is like, so say we're following the muscle strands there, it's a lot easier and adds a lot nicer effect if you actually work across it like that. It builds it up as well as adding some textures, and that's actually going to save you a lot of like sort of time later on, as well as like it helps you think about what you're doing a lot more. And the next one, much like clay brush, is actually just the brush, but this one is a lot more intense. So you're able to actually go in there and start building up stronger forms a lot easier, and then you go back to the clay brush and then sort of just level those all out via that. We're just going to move on to move and drag. So move and drag actually do work fundamentally the same, except for like, say drag is more like you get a small little hook and then pinch it all out, where move is more of a, okay, I'm going to move a big chunk of it here and there. Now say if you wanted to actually, smooth this out, like your gut instinct would be to go onto the smooth brush and sort of just go like that. But what I'm going to recommend is actually, using the flattened brush, because that actually allows you to maintain and sort of like build up form in a nicer sort of way, and have a more of a sort of precise method of actually destructive sculpting instead of just like let's just level this all out. And then we'll have the crease tool. That is basically just like your little dig it and bring out all these little details, as well as just fun little bits and pieces. You're able to like modify this one so it actually comes out a bit sharper, and it is very useful for like detailing. Like I say, for your earlier stages of stuff, you won't need it, but it's useful to have if you know how to use it. And then the final brush I'd actually recommend, I don't think I mentioned it earlier, was actually the inflate brush. It allows you to sort of like build up forms and give stuff just a lot more girth to it. What is really helpful, especially in like at least early stages and even towards the end, like say, okay, I need to do a little nose. Let's actually just ball that out and then go from there. So yeah, those are like the main brushes I use on Nomad. So yeah.